Victory, but at what cost? That is the exact definition of the first battle in the Panarmian Civil War.
From the dusty mesa, a looming shadow grows, hidden in the branches of the poison creosote. She twines her spines up slowly towards the boiling sun, and when I touched her skin, my fingers ran with blood.
A story starts not far from where it left off, with one day before the battle and me not being able to fight in it due to IRL reasons. What makes it worse is that one of my friends was supposed to be able to fight in it as well, also couldn't be there, which means we would be down 2 people and the battle would be almost hopeless. Both sides were fielding militia during this war, but the Nationalists having far more than the Loyalists, and somehow managing to throw an assortment of mercenaries and elite Preasarian Guard divisions into their army. The Preasarian units were from their ally of Preasaria. Preasaria was known for having an average military, though in a war like this, when both sides are using militia, average is usually well above average. Needless to say, it gave them a huge advantage out on the field. Fortunately, the Loyalist Scout Division had spotted them in time, and had warned me that a large rebel army was planning to march on Eagle Point and end the war. Once I was informed of this, I came to a realization. In a militia versus militia fight, we maybe stood a chance, but against enemy mercenaries and Preasarian divisions, we stood no chance at all. So I was thinking for a bit, and I ultimately came to the decision to spend the rest of my war funding on mercenaries of my own to combat this new threat. And with that being done, I headed to sleep for the night. The next morning, I hastily ordered an assault on the enemy capital of Swania, assuming we would be catching their soldiers by surprise and taking the city without many casualties. Little did I know that the enemy soldiers had actually positioned themselves not far outside of our walls, preparing for us to attack them. We numbered 35 and they numbered 60. It was do or die. Whoever won here would decide the course of the war. Now, like I said, I wasn't exactly here. I was gone for IRL reasons, going outside, believe it or not, touching grass, playing with my friends. Yeah. You get the point. After I got back, I checked my computer. I was expecting a defeat. But then we had won. We had actually did it. We won the battle. But when I logged on a couple minutes later, I truly saw the damage. I'll just let the clip speak for itself. Now this raises an obvious question. Wait a minute, how did they damage your city if you won the battle? Well, Stoneworks runs off of a somewhat complicated siege point system during battles. If you win a battle by 75 points or more, you get a siege point. If you get 2 siege points, then you can take over the enemy claim. We did not get a siege point, so we couldn't take over the enemy claim. On top of that, Eagle Point took heavy damage. The entire west side of the city was effectively obliterated. Entire houses were missing, walls had collapsed, buildings had just disappeared. But there was one thing that the enemy couldn't destroy. One thing that they couldn't take down. Our flag. And with it, our will to keep fighting on.